to this session. I'm Professor Essila. Today we'll cover types of inventory. Inventory refers to the goods and materials that a business holds for the purpose of resale, production, or utilization. It includes raw materials, work in process, and finished goods. Effective inventory management ensures that a company can meet customer demand without delay while minimizing holding costs. So let's review the types of inventory. So a PhD student asked me this question. Hi, Professor, what's the difference between accounting inventory and operational inventory? Then I decided to make this video. So here is my answer to that question. In inventory management, accounting inventory and operational inventory serve different purposes and focus on distant aspects of inventory control. So in supply chain management, four aspects are often used to distinguish these two concepts. We usually talk about the purpose of the inventory, the focus, method, and records. So these are the four factor or aspects that we use to distinguish the accounting inventory from operational inventory. So let's begin with accounting inventory. So the purpose of accounting inventory is to provide a financial representation of inventory for reporting and auditing. It focuses on the valuation and financial tracking of inventory items, ensuring accuracy of financial statements. It uses cost accounting methods such as the FIFO, first in, first out, LIFO, last in, last out, or the weighted average cost to value inventory. So its records reflect the monetary value of inventory, including raw material, work in progress, and then a finished good. So now, what is raw material? Now we are in accounting inventory. Raw materials inventory consists of the basic material and component that a company requires to produce goods. These materials have not yet undergone any processing or manufacturing. For example, raw materials inventory for cereals include the unprocessed grains and ingredients used to produce the final cereals products. An example of raw material here will be the wheat and corn used by a cereal manufacturer like Kellogg's. Before these grains are milled, cooked, and combined with other ingredients, they are part of the raw materials inventory. Another example here is the steel used by an automobile manufacturer. So before the steel is shaped, welded, or assembled into car parts, it is considered part of the raw material inventory. So now let's talk about operational inventory. So as I told you, we have four factors: the purpose, the focus, the method, and the records. So now operational inventory, the purpose of operational inventory is to manage and optimize the physical flow of goods within the production and distribution processes. So it focuses on ensuring that inventory levels are sufficient to meet production needs and customer demand while minimizing holding costs. So when it comes to the method here, It utilizes inventory control techniques such as just in time, the economic order quantity, the distribution requirement planning, the material requirement planning, the safety stock calculation. So, in terms of records, for its records, operational inventory will track physical quantity and location of inventory items, focusing on availability and turnover rates. So that's for the operational inventory. So what are the types of operational inventory? The first type here will be your cycle stock, which is an inventory ordered and produced in cycles to meet regular demand. An example is going to be a bakery's regular stock of flour and sugar used daily. Work in process, in other hand, we also call that the WIP inventory, is inventory that is in the production process but not yet completed. An example is partially assembled cars on an auto assembly line, for example. And then in transit inventory, we also call that pipeline inventory. Is an inventory currently being transported from one location to another. So it is on the truck on another logistic unit. An example is electronics shipped from a manufacturing plant, let's say in China, to a warehouse here in the United States. So that will qualify as pipeline inventory or in transit inventory. And then the safety stock is an extra inventory kept to prevent stock out due to demand fluctuation or supply delays. An example is extra unit of a popular smartphone model kept in a warehouse to avoid shortages during peak sales. Seasonal stock is inventory accumulated to meet expected seasonal demand variations. Winter coats stocked in advance for the winter season are examples. Anticipatory inventory is inventory held in anticipation of future events or demand surges. These unusual events are things like strikes, significant raw materials or finished good price increase, major anticipated shortages. An example here would be a pharmaceutical that is stocked for an anticipation of a flu outbreak will be an example of anticipatory stock. So now, in summary, accounting inventory is concerned with the financial aspect and valuation of inventory for reporting purposes, while operational inventory focuses on the practical management and optimization of inventory levels to support business operations. Accounting inventory types includes raw material, semi-finished goods, and finished goods. Operational inventory includes cycle stock, work in process, also called WIP inventory, in-transit inventory, also called pipeline inventory, safety stock, seasonal inventory, and anticipatory inventory. Each type of inventory serves a strategic purpose in managing supply chain efficiency and customer satisfaction. So, as professionals in supply chain management, logistic, or inventory control, your role in understanding and effectively manage this inventory is integral to the success of supply chain operations. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.